welcome to another episode of fabrication. So in this episode, we're gonna get this car aligned and hopefully get some footage of driving. So I'm getting this car ready so I can take it to work tomorrow morning and do a full alignment on it. I just installed the Edelbrock spacer that's supposed to take care of heat. That's installed. I just want to make sure the car is running good and the gasket's not leaking before I take it to work and get stuck. So I'll show you guys the idle. Sounds nice, and I'll show you guys the air-fuel ratio. So as you see, my gauge there is around, jumps between 13.5 and 14, so it's running slightly rich like I want it. So again, with the lumpy cam, you want to be on the slightly richer side because it idles a lot better. So yeah, I'm gonna take this around the block just to make sure the gasket install is fine and there's no hesitation or anything, and then we'll be taking this to work to do a full alignment, and then hopefully getting some footage of the highway and stuff, do a couple pulls. So alright, so just got back home from work, aligned the car. Alignment is perfect. This thing handles really good on the highway, nice and straight when you floor it. Pretty decent. So now I'm just gonna take it for a ride and give you guys some footage of normal driving, a couple wide open throttle pulls. I am gonna switch to my 4K camera. I don't know how this in the back, that's warming up. I did install the LED for the plate, so that's done. I installed, that's about it actually, because I still have to do the LEDs on the cluster, which I'm doing when I come back. So I'm gonna switch to that camera there, and hopefully the audio and the video should be decent. So let's hop in and see what kind of footage we can get. On today's episode of How We Went to Prison, I just took this car for a ride. I set up the 4K camera in the back, just as planned. Go for a ride. I get down the street where there's a traffic light, and if you take a right, it's a nice stretch. So as soon as I take that right, there's a bunch of cops there. There was an accident. I was like, okay, so I can do a pull here. So kept going. We drove probably 4 or 5 blocks until, the accident was way past me. Everything cleared up, so I said, well, I'll drop to second gear and gun it, do a second and third gear pull wide open throttle. So I look around, everything looks good. I downshift to second, and then I floor it. I redline about 6 grand, shifting to third. As I look up from shifting into third, I saw an officer, a police cruiser coming the opposite way, drove right by me, into which my heart stopped. And then I looked at the mirror for about 5 seconds to see if I was going to go to jail and make my next episode there, or get a ticket or get pulled over. Luckily, he just kept going. I don't know if he had the windows up or if he's a Ford guy. Maybe he's like, oh, that sounded good, let him go. But I was flooring right next to an officer. So I was like, well, today's probably not a good day to do a wide open throttle. So I'm gonna take this to work tomorrow. I already took it to work, as I told you guys, did an alignment, drives nice and straight. So drives wicked nice, handles good, steers good. So I'm gonna take it to work tomorrow because it's supposed to be a decent day out, and I'll get some footage of a couple wide open throttles and then some highway pulls if I don't get arrested. So in the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the red LEDs that came in for the cluster. So as I already showed you, I already installed the 2 plate lights. I have to install the red LEDs for the cluster and the white LED that goes on the dome light. So after that, everything should be pretty good. I did an oil change on it yesterday. The oil that was there was fresh, but it only had like whatever mileage I put on the car, which is probably 20 miles, 30 miles on it. And the motor was already, it was a used motor, but like the cam was new and the head was pretty much all redone. So if there was any kind of dirt or any kind of anything that got in the engine, I wanted to kind of clean it out. I'm sure the filter caught pretty much all of it, but I wanted to dump the oil, put some nice fresh synthetic oil in it, put a new filter, just to dump that, initial oil fill. So that's that. I did that yesterday. That's all set. So I'm just gonna work on the LEDs right now with you guys, and then I'm gonna hook up my 4K camera again. There. Oh, I forgot the best part. All that almost went to jail situation. The camera was recording, but it didn't record. So that's that. Press record, went for the drive. Almost got arrested, almost died, and then came back all excited, put the SD card in the computer. Computer said, thanks for coming, but we don't have anything for you. The memory card apparently was full and it was locked. And I went on the camera before I went and I formatted the card so the card would be empty and it would start recording again. But apparently that card, there's something wrong with it. It's locked and it will not let you delete anything off of it. So I'm getting another memory card in a couple hours for tomorrow morning. But all that footage is gone. So that was a waste of time. So let's get this top trim off, get the cluster out, and I'll show you guys how to do the LED on a cluster. Okay, for those of you that don't know, most of you probably do, there's clips holding it and that just comes off like that. So now you remove the 4 screws, one in each corner, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tilt the cluster forward and then I'm gonna change one by one. And the reason for that is LEDs have polarity. So 90% of you guys already know this, but some of you that don't, if you put an LED positive and negative, it'll work. If you turn it the other way, it will not, unlike a light bulb, which works both ways. So what I like to do is lay this down here, and then I'll take one at a time, put the LED in with this on, and if it doesn't turn on, I'll pull it out, turn the LED over, and then turn on. So once everything's turned on, then I know everything's good. Some people take this off, they'll go to the bench, they'll change all the LEDs, and then they'll plug it back in, and 1 or 2 will be working, the other 2 won't. So I just do one at a time right in the car. It's nice and easy. Okay, once you take the 2 top Phillips out, there's 2 on the bottom here on this plastic piece, 1 and 2, and you undo those and this top comes off. That gives you access to your other 2 there. Okay, so having the cluster laying down like that, I can get access to the back. On mine, it's 4 of these gray ones, and the reason why it lights up red is because it's got this little cover on it. So we're gonna swap that with an LED. Just look at the difference. So all I did was this one on the right here. I know it looks like it's like too bright, but it's actually not. It's like perfect. Look at the difference from left to right. Factory little bulb, nice and bright LED. So this is gonna look so sick at night. So I'm gonna change out the other 3 and we'll see how it looks. These LEDs on video do not do justice. These LEDs are perfect. Trust me, it looks like it's wicked bright and it's glaring. It's not. Like, I'm sitting in a car, it looks perfect, perfect, perfect. No extra glare at all. It's just because of the camera, and you can actually still dim it down with the factory dimmer switch, which is kind of cool. So yeah, this worked out perfect. I'll have the link below on the exact LEDs I got. I was able to do all the 4, and I still have, I think, was it an 8-pack that I bought? Let me see here. I still have 6 left. So in case I have to replace it in the future, I'm wondering if I can pull that out and replace those 2 to be nice and bright. So we'll see how that goes on that one there. But oh my God, what a difference. You guys should definitely, I paid $8, $9 for 6 of them. And let me show you here the type. I didn't want to get the cheapy ones, even though these were cheap, but I like these ones here. They're Kembas. and they have little resistors and stuff. Let me see if I can show you close. So there's one LED here, and then there's one on each side, and it's perfect. The lighting inside of there is perfect. So I'll leave a link down below for you guys to check it out, but that came out really cool. All right, so as you guys saw, I went for a little ride. I was hoping to have a lot more footage, but my micro SD card didn't come in yet. It was supposed to come in today. I was going to pop that in a camera and go for a ride. Luckily, we had to go pick up a car. So the wife made the video of the footage, so I couldn't really go too crazy. It was kind of, everyone's leaving work, so not all the roads are around here around this time. A lot of cops like to sit and wait, so didn't want to go too crazy, but you guys get the idea. Drive's pretty decent. However, the spacer that I added, the one that I bought to fix the heat soak, did absolutely nothing. So I actually did one thing. As far as heat soak, it didn't help it at all. Same exact startup. The only thing that it did change was it gave me way worse throttle response. And it was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to rejet this whole thing? So because it didn't change anything, I put back the phenolic spacer, which is double the height. This one's a 1/2 inch spacer, the other one was a 1/4 inch. I put this one back. Throttle response, everything came right back. So this spacer the car just runs so much better with it. And my hot start issue, I figured out that if I give it about like a 10% throttle, so if I open the throttle about a 10%, the car will start and it won't really sit there and crank or anything. So I think I'm just gonna put up with it. As long as I give it a little bit of throttle opening, the car does fire right up after it's been sitting. So I'm gonna live with it for now until later on. I will either change the carburetor to like a Holley or something else, or drop an EFI kit on it. So, like I said, the reason why I went with high pressure components on the fuel lines was so that if I ever went to EFI, then I can just drop it in and then just turn the pressure up. because I'm still using the Miata stock pump. Well, it's not a stock pump. It's like a, what is it, Walbro 255 or something that I upgraded when I had the 1.8 on here because the factory pump died. So, but it's still an in-tank pump that's being used. So, yeah, I'm going to live with it. I drove it to work today. Again, didn't have the camera. I don't even have a phone holder on the car for me to put my phone and record it. So can't really hold the phone and shift and steer a manual steering car at the same time. So I did get some footage, but not as much as I wanted. So hopefully next week I'll have a little more footage of actual more driving after I have my camera set up and stuff. But at least we did some stuff this week. Again, the alignment was pretty good. The LED cluster lights came out awesome. Driving it at night is like, oh my God, it's so nice. The plate lights, the dome light I did order. They sent me the wrong one, so I couldn't put it in the car. And that's pretty much it. And then the oil change, that's all I did this week. But this thing is running and driving on nice days. It's getting cold now. It's fall just started. So I probably won't be driving it that much until I at least connect the heat, because I have the 2 heater ports capped off right now. So all I got to do is buy longer hose. Hopefully I can find silicone and have this hose here go to the heater core, and the other side of the heater core comes back right into the manifold here. So basically this is just a bypass. So once I have heat, I'll be able to drive it when it's, pretty cold out. But once we start getting pretty freezing and snow, because we do have a lot of snow, then I won't be able to drive. I'll probably just put a cover on it and park it for the winter and then resume. Or just keep working on it in the garage, but I would rather have the lift for other projects. So, but yeah, that's it for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the footage of daily driving it. And we'll see what next week brings. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.